For the past couple years, chaffles have taken over the keto community because they are the perfect keto bread replacement. Like ours on this channel. We talk about them a lot. They're crispy, they're crunchy, they're thin. But we thought it would be fun to explore chaffle possibilities today and try out making chaffles with different types of cheeses. Because a lot of you have asked in our comment section, can I make this with fontina? Can I make it with pepper jack? But honestly, we have never tried these and we've only used mozzarella because it seems to work the best, and if it's not broke, why fix it? But we need to push ourselves outside of our comfort zones once in a while. So Emily and I went online and perused the different cheese options that were available for delivery. We picked some interesting ones to try today. So the first one that I chose was a Havarti. It's an herbed type of mild cheese. Sarah went kind of lame and chose
it's not lame,
cheddar.
Actually, it's a very sharp cheddar called
Zuma's Revenge.
No,
Montemori.
Satori Montemori cheese. And I've had this cheese before.
Oh, you have?
Yes, because in Wisconsin, my mother-in-law, she always puts out a cheese plate because she knows we're ketos. It's always great. She always has one there and we snack on it. So she introduced me to this Satori Montemori cheese. It's like a very, very sharp cheddar that's aged. So even though Emily thinks it's lame, I went with this, yes. The next one that we went with...
we were kind of perusing the aisle, the
Online
virtual aisle, and we came across gorgonzola. So we picked up this gorgonzola, and honestly, I opened it and it literally took my breath away because I'm not used to
When
smelling.
Emily said she wanted to go with that, I said, are you sure? Because I'm someone that doesn't like smelling cheese.
Same, but I thought, you know what? Let's just go for it and choose something that I wouldn't normally choose because it's a different experience, right? And it's soft. I don't even know if it's gonna work in the chaffle, to be quite honest, because it's soft and oh boy, is it stinky.
We're just gonna test these today and see if they can beat our mozzarella version.
So our chaffle recipe is pretty simple. You can find it on our website. We're gonna be splitting our original chaffle recipe, which usually makes 3 into 1 because we just don't know how these are gonna turn out and like why waste a whole batch on an unknown. We shredded each of these cheeses and put 1/3 of a cup into a bowl. Then we put in 2 teaspoons of almond flour and 1/8 of a teaspoon of xanthan gum. And then 1 tablespoon of egg whites. Make sure to mix all of your dry ingredients first into the cheese so they're evenly distributed and then go in with your egg white. Honestly, our chaffle is a little different than a lot of other people's because they use like a whole egg. That's a lot of liquid in their chaffle. Our chaffle is comparatively dry and it looks that way, but you only need 1/8 of a cup or about 2 tablespoons of this mixture to put in your Dash mini waffle maker to make the perfect size chaffle. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start cooking these. The gorgonzola one is gonna go last. As I was stirring it, I was, as I called it, waking it up, meaning like you didn't smell it, and then as I started stirring it, I started smelling it. And so I have a feeling once this thing goes into the Dash, it's gonna make this house smell like a foot. Okay, so let's get started. This is the original chaffle mixture. This is the second one. It's the sharp cheddar. And I'm just gonna mention, because we get this so often on our other video, like, do you refrigerate chaffles after you make them? And yes, you should, because it's cheese, so you wouldn't leave cheese sitting out on your counter. So either wrap them in parchment paper in a little bundle and put them in the fridge, or you can use the containers that we recommended so many times on this channel. They're like the tall canisters. They come with a lid, and the matching parchment papers, we can link those in the description below. But you definitely want to store them in the refrigerator, and honestly, when you reheat them, they're not gonna be like 100%, I don't think. Like they'll be 90%. You could even stick it back in the chaffle maker, but then why bother? Why not just make them on hand? Some people put them in the toaster. Honestly, I'm not that picky. I think that they taste great warmed up in the oven or put in a toaster. We like to keep ours in like 4 or 5 minutes. You might be tempted to open it, but if you do, it's gonna be a gooey mess. Don't open it, just keep it in there. And when the steam starts to disappear, you can check on it. It should naturally release from the sides of the chaffle maker. It shouldn't be sticking. If it's sticking, close the lid and wait until it doesn't stick. Beautiful.
It's gonna harden up when it cools off as well. Just pull it off fast and then lay it down flat. And very different in color.
We are changing this experiment. I'm worried about these last 2 cheeses. They are very soft and I'm worried that they're not gonna hold up or be able to like form a crust. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sprinkle the tiniest amount of mozzarella on the bottom to kind of create a base. Mozzarella is so neutral tasting. It's not gonna affect the flavor, but it might help it stand out more. I don't know if we need to do this. I'm just gonna do it anyway.
So That's the Havarti.
I'm just gonna put just another sprinkling, just to have something that might hold up. And the last, but certainly the one that I'm terrified the most about, I'm gonna do the same with the blue cheese, just the tiniest.
Gorgonzola.
Oh, sorry. The gorgonzola, the tiniest amount, just to like a base layer. Oh my gosh, this looks absolutely dreadful. It looks like wallpaper paste.
You chose your destiny. There were other cheeses to pick from.
I thought it would be funny. Now I'm like, why would I do this to myself? Okay. Okay, I can smell it already. I can smell it.
Breathe it in. You chose it.
Bite. No, 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 no.
My whole house is gonna smell like
I'm
this.
gonna smell like gorgonzola. I thought the name gorgonzola was funny, like that we would just have to repeatedly say gorgonzola for 8 to 10 minutes.
Was it worth smelling this? Probably
No,
not.
but that's part of the reason why I got it. It's like gorgonzola. It has a ring to it.
Look at the steam coming off of that. I've never seen it before like that. That's crazy. And all that steam smells weird, and it's going up to my cabinet also.
Whoa.
Horrible smelling.
Abort mission.
It's really bad.
It's really bad. It's really bad. This is a terrible mistake. So thanks for joining us today. Please like, subscribe, and for more keto content. We were considering throwing out the chaffle maker after this one. Because it's just, the smell is just atrocious.
The gorgonzola one?
Yeah. We were rolling and I had to get this thing out of there. It was bubbling in oil. I mean, let's see what happens to it when it cools off. Let me put it on its final resting place before Sarah takes a big bite of it.
Emily takes a big bite of it.
Here's the last one. This is a nice looking chaffle. They look
That is the
similar.
Havarti.
That's Havarti. Yeah. We're gonna
Emily, you
change.
owe me a new Dash mini waffle maker.
Dash makes a 4-unit chaffle maker now that I have at home, and we can link that one below. It's super fast to make chaffles now, in case you guys want to check it out. So our chaffles are ready, and we've sliced them in half. I'm not ready to try it. Do I have to say we're ready to try it?
Yes.
And we're ready to try it. This is some compound butter that we made in the last video. That might be our saving grace here. So I'm gonna keep that in the middle there. Let's bring her over to the taste test area, which is 10 feet away. So here we have our board of cheese.
Board of doom.
Board of chaffles.
I don't-
Chaffle board.
I'm not scared of most of them. We should try them all, and then we'll finish with the original so that we can be like,
Okay.
does something beat the original?
Yeah.
That was the whole purpose of this
Okay.
experiment. I would say let's go with the Montemore cheddar.
It's definitely a different texture than our usual chaffles.
It's definitely a drier cheese,
Yeah.
which leads to a crispier
It,
chaffle.
it almost reminds me of Parmesan in that type of way. It's like very...
It smells like a goldfish to me.
Yeah.
I like it. Definitely a different texture than our normal chaffle. It's a little softer, I would say, in texture.
It feels more crumbled. It tastes, the textures are more of a crumbled...
Granular texture.
Yeah.
Not
The
bad at
butter.
all.
The butter.
The butter?
Mm-hmm.
So this is our roasted garlic butter that we're just going to smear on there.
It kind of tastes like wisp. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
This would make for a great crouton on a salad.
Like
if
a
you,
Caesar salad?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a win.
You could dip it in a soup. Like a cheddar.
That would be amazing.
Tomato soup or something like that.
That would be amazing. That would be like a grown-up grilled cheese and tomato soup recipe.
Yeah.
We should make a recipe like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea. You have good ideas once in a while. Kidding. So let's just try this on its own. This is the Havarti. As you know, we are avoiding the last one. So
The Havarti, it has dill in it, so I can see that dill throughout. We did add a little sprinkling of mozzarella just to stabilize it
Which
a little
I think
bit.
it helped.
It did help. It did have a lot of steam coming out of it, but still looks really, really good. Let's give it a bite.
crispy.
Reminds me of our other chaffle, honestly. I think it's softer inside the chaffle, whereas ours tends to like dry out completely all the way through. There is a little bit of a softer inside crust in there. Some people say that our chaffles are too crispy. So if this is the case for you, maybe adding a softer cheese like Havarti to it will help give it a little softer texture in the middle.
But it's definitely an elevated kind of flavor.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
It could be that
A little
dill
bit
in
of
there
the
too.
butter on there.
I haven't had a chaffle in a little bit, so I'm interested to try original to see how it stacks up to this.
So that's it. Thanks for joining us.
Nope.
Like, subscribe.
Nope, nope,
we
nope.
are not forgetting anything. This
We
is the end
have
of
one
the
more to
video.
go, and Emily knows which one it is. The color of it is just different.
It looks poisonous to me. Like,
It's like falling apart for me.
there's craters and there's blue specks in it.
Oh no, don't smell it.
It just doesn't. It looks something that you would
It looks
find-
like moldy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you found this in the back of the refrigerator.
Yeah.
You forgot a chaffle in there. You know what Alex found a couple days ago? We did jalapeno poppers with the pork rinds. He found one of those jalapeno poppers back of the freezer.
Oh, because we put them
We put them in the freezer. One must have fallen behind and it came out and he's like, what the hell is that?
Did it look like an egg or
It
something?
did. He just was like staring at it like, oh my God, what is that?
1,
2,
3.
3. Wow. Very odd taste. It's not horrible. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's the back end. It's like it was unassuming in the beginning, but then it's got that note on the back end that just
After you swallow it, the taste on your tongue. That's how I like to describe it. It lingers a touch.
Where's my soda? I'm stuck in this chair.
It's
It's
behind
so
you.
far away. Anyway, so we're gonna say it's a no. It's a never again. It's not gonna happen.
I mean, if you like that type of flavor, give me this napkin.
No. Can I have some?
You know, I think that a lot of people say that you taste first with your nose and your eyes. I would agree. And this turns you off from it right away. I'm not a fan of stinky cheeses. No, I don't like to smell my cheese before I eat it.
I think I have a sensitive palate. No offense to people who like that. I think it's cool if you can handle that. Maybe I just don't have a refined enough palate to like enjoy something like that. I don't know. We're gonna go back to Old Faithful.
Oh, I forgot about that one, yeah.
This is to cleanse the palate.
You could add so many different flavors to it, and it could be even sweet because it's so versatile and very neutral tasting. And I think that's why we love our original chaffle. These other cheeses are definitely savory, where this one you could add things like cinnamon or a sweetener, and you could make it into like a cinnamon toast chaffle or something like that.
I'm still traumatized from the other one. I think that if you are wanting to elevate like a flavor profile of a dish, to the tomato soup recipe with little like dippers with this, or on a salad with some really special ingredients as croutons, this is definitely the way to go.
You know, we love to just experiment on this channel, and we hope that you guys have fun watching this type of content. If you do like this content, please give this video a like. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm.
And if you want to see random pictures from our lives and updates and stuff like that, you can follow us at Keto Twins Official, which we will link in the description. Anyway, seriously, don't make the gorgonzola one. I know that some of you are going to be like, I love gorgonzola. You won't after you try this. But if you do, comment down below.
But we warned you.
Yeah, we did warn you.
And if you guys have questions about chaffles or you're having issues making chaffles, we made a whole video all about this. You can click on the video on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Emily.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out. You can take that gorgonzola home, by the way.
No.